Oh, hello there. Welcome to my little corner of the world. I'd say it's the coziest bakery in town, but I might be a tad biased. I don't think I've seen your face before. Oh, yeah. We've been hearing a lot of that today. Your regular spot's closed for repairs, isn't it? I thought so. Well, you won't find no fancy cappuccinos or caramel frappa whatevers here, I'm afraid. But we got a couple of good coffee blends, and I'll wager they'll pair beautifully with one of these pastries. The last customer came in, tried to order a venti decaf, half almond milk, half non-fat double blend. And I had to tell him, "Sir, we're not a Starbucks." I did my best to make his drink for him anyways. Oh, you're happy with the selection? Well, I'm so happy to hear that. Go on, take your time with the coffee order. There's no rush here. But when it comes to desserts, I can see that you're hesitating. Too many options, huh? They all look good. Oh, sorry, no. They look delicious. Oh, and you can't decide. Well, how about this? I'll help you find your new favorite dessert today, free of charge. Think of it as a little taste testing tour. And no pressure if you don't like something. Everyone has different tastes. Okay, so, let's start with this. It's a classic, a croissant, but not just any croissant. Ours are made with rich European butter, folded over and over until you get that perfect flaky texture. Hear that crackle? That's how you know it's done right. Go on, take a bite. You can taste the buttery flakiness, feel the crispness melt into the soft, airy layers inside. It's like eating a little piece of heaven. And if you have an extra strong sweet tooth, I'd suggest trying our chocolate croissant instead. Fun fact, the croissant isn't originally French. It's Austrian. It's based on the Kipfel, a crescent-shaped pastry from Vienna. The French added their own touch, of course, and now it's the world's most favorite breakfast treat. It's good, right? Okay, let's try something now with a bit more sweetness this time. And since I was talking about chocolate, how about this chocolate raspberry ganache tart? This one is a real crowd pleaser. The crust is buttery and just firm enough. You'll notice how different it is to the croissant. I make this tart with 70% dark chocolate, so the ganache itself is rich but not overly sweet. The taste is deep, and you still get that creamy, mouth-watering texture. Take a bite and let it coat your tongue. Isn't that smooth? Get a little bitterness from the chocolate, balanced with the slight buttery sweetness of the crust, and the fresh sweet tanginess of the raspberry. Pure indulgence. You went straight for the center of that tart, didn't you? You've got good taste. That's a smart move. That's where the chocolate's thickest. How about we switch it up a little bit? This one here is a lemon ricotta cake. Light, moist, and just the right amount of tartness. I use fresh lemons, of course. Zest and all. Go ahead, give it a try. Feel how soft and fluffy it is. Airy, but still rich from the ricotta. It might be a bit denser than the cakes you're used to, but incredibly moist. The lemon flavor is so creamy and refreshing. This one would go perfect with a cup of coffee or tea. No, you can't say you're getting full now. There's still a few more to try. And you're getting into this. I can tell. What's next? Oh, you have to try the cinnamon rolls. They're just fresh out of the oven. I glaze them while they're still warm so the icing seeps into all those layers. They're gooey, spicy, sweet. Basically, they're comfort food at its best, aren't they? Cinnamon buns always give me this hint of nostalgia. You know, cinnamon rolls have a fascinating history. Some say they originated in Sweden, where they call them the kanelbullar. Others argue they're German. Either way, whoever came up with the idea deserves a medal. I think everyone can agree that they're delicious. Ah, look at that. You're hooked. I told you they're irresistible. The fluffy, soft dough, the spicy cinnamon, the sweet sugar, and the cream cheese frosting is perfectly tangy and luscious. Whether it's a dessert or breakfast snack, a cinnamon roll is perfect at any time of day. Okay, next, let's go with the raspberry almond Danish. You seem to like the chocolate raspberry ganache tart from before. Of course, the raspberries are fresh, the almond filling is creamy, and the entire dessert is drizzled with a perfectly light glaze. A perfect balance of tart and sweet. So, what do you think? You know, you're lucky. Most people just grab a pastry and go. But you're taking your time. I like that. Makes me feel appreciated. Or maybe you just like listening to me talk about food. Admit it. You're a little charmed, aren't you? Alright. Let's make this the last one for now. You look like you're about to burst. Or have a sugar overload. Our last surprise is one that's not even on the menu. A secret item, you could say. It's my personal favorite at the moment. Well, you should feel special. It's not just anyone I tell about my personal recipes. Honestly, these are the ones I'm still finessing, you could say. Very much acts of love and passion. Here we go. We have a pear and almond tart. The crust is, once again, buttery and crumbly to perfection. The almond filling is nutty and rich. And then we have the pears on top, poached in a syrup of white wine, vanilla, and cinnamon. A classic combination. I've been testing other syrups, but I I've yet to hit one that holds that same depth of nostalgia that this one gives me. It's lovely. Go on, give it a try. But don't tell anyone I gave you a preview, huh? I knew you'd love it. And thank you. That's really kind of you to say. Honestly, I could keep feeding you pastries all day, but I feel bad if we had to roll you out the door. So, have I convinced you to trade in your fancy coffees for some good old-fashioned baked goods? Good. And you're welcome here anytime. Not just for the pastries. I have plenty of stories, too. I might even tell you how I learned to make croissants. It involves a dramatic misunderstanding in Petty, but that's a tale for another day. Don't be a stranger now, all right? I'd love to get to know the person who's made my day so much brighter. I hope to see you again soon. And I'm always testing new recipes, so make sure you bring your appetite. See you later, stranger.